So today is the day that I've been waiting for ever since I bought my C6 Corvette. And if I told you I didn't feel like a little kid on Christmas morning, I'd be lying. Don't get it twisted. I think my Vette looks absolutely killer the way it sits, just as it is right now. But let's be honest, the narrow body on these cars, they kind of suck. It's not that the narrow body looks bad or anything. I actually really like the narrow body. It makes the car look sleek and slim and aerodynamic. But for example, like, look at the brakes on this thing. Base model brakes. Those things look absolutely terrible. But let's be real. I love an aesthetically pleasing brake setup, just like most people. Like on my Supra. 6-piston CTSV front brakes. 4-piston rear CTSV brakes. That's a badass looking brake setup. I would love to do something like that on the Corvette, whether it's Z06 or Grand Sport or ZR1 or whatever. But the problem you run into when you do those kind of brake setups is that you need new wheels. The stock wheels don't fit those brakes. And all the aftermarket wheels that fit those brakes and fit underneath the corners and the fenders, they are ugly. They look terrible. The offsets are high as hell. There's no concave, they're flat-faced. There's no lip. You can't really fit big tires. So you're left with really no choice but to go wide body. As far as the front bumper goes, I actually don't mind this one. I actually kind of like it. The Grand Sport Z06, ZR1 style front bumper with the little vent, hell yeah, I'm down. Extra cooling, you can run different lips. I'm all in. Like 6 months ago, you could get the front bumper, the front fenders, the rear quarter panels. You could get all that stuff from GM brand new. Well, it's all discontinued now. It definitely sucks that I joined the Corvette community just a little bit too late and I missed out on that opportunity, but better late than never. I love my car, I love the community. I'm so glad to be a part of it. So I can't really complain. What does suck though is that all of these guys in these shops that have these OEM wide body panels and the front bumpers, they're taxing the shit out of these things. I am not gonna be paying those taxes. No thank you, I get taxed enough from the government as it is. Luckily, my good friends over at J&D Corvette have worked with me tirelessly to get me taken care of. They hooked me up on a set of ZR1 style front fenders, Z06 Grand Sport ZR1 style rear quarter panels, and the front bumper. Now, I'm not a huge lover of fiberglass, but I'm not paying those OEM prices. No shot. So I read a ton of reviews on Facebook, on the forums. I watched YouTube videos about people installing them, modifying them, whatever they have to do. And I've heard nothing but good and positive things about these guys. Customer service is phenomenal. The pricing is really, really fair. They do combined shipping if you message them about it, so you don't have to pay, you know, whatever it is per item that you ship. Douglas over there has been absolutely awesome. He was patient with me. I was asking questions, prices, deadlines, you name it. He was so patient, he got me hooked up. So I'm proud to promote these guys in this video. If you want aftermarket panels for your C6 Corvette, definitely check them out over at jdcorvette.com. Ask for Douglas, he was the guy that helped me. Awesome dude, awesome website, and I'm looking forward to having their products in my hand. So I'm gonna get started today on taking all of the stock panels off the Vette, just so we can get it ready to install all the J&D Corvette stuff. So I just read up on how to take the front bumper off. It seems pretty easy. There's a couple of bolts right here that hold the bumper to the crash bar. There's 2 up underneath the car, like where the radiator support is or whatever. I gotta pull out all of these little fender clips and the fender lining and everything. And then there's 2 bolts right here that bolt the front bumper to the fender. This thing was kind of a pain in the ass. There's a bunch of air duct bolts on that side, had to disconnect the radiator fan shroud from this little area right here. Definitely not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but it wasn't too bad. Took me about 30 minutes. It is an OEM bumper, so everything was just as it was from the factory, so it was like all tight and everything lined up and everything, so it's kind of hard to just loosen everything up and get it to wiggle out of there. But it's off. I'm gonna start on the fenders next. Decided to wait until the next day to get the fenders off. The sun is about to go down, but it's still a lot brighter, and I had to pull the car in the driveway just so I could have more room. But I'm gonna get started on taking the driver fender off. There's a couple of bolts on the inside of the engine bay, a couple in the door, and then a couple down by the rocker panel. Once all that's off, I should be able to just pull the fender off and I can get started on the other side. Time is not on my side, so I gotta get to it. We we got the passenger side front fender off. Here they are. They both look really good. No issues there. I am going to be reusing this bracket right here on the base model fenders, minus this little piece that hangs off right here. What most of the guys do that I saw, they just take this bracket off the base model fenders. They take a cutoff wheel, cut off this extra piece of metal, and it works good for the Z06, the ZR1 style fenders, which it should work good for my new ones. So that'll save me a little bit of money. I ended up selling the two front fenders and the front bumper to a guy locally. I'm gonna go drop all this stuff off at his house tonight. By the time we get home, it'll probably be too late to keep working on the car. So we'll pick this back up tomorrow and we'll get those rear quarter panels off. From what I've read, the rear quarter panels are not too bad to take off. I know you gotta take off the little Torx bolts along the inside of the door, the Torx bolts along the inside of the trunk, and then there's a couple that connect to the bumper. There is a few plastic liner clips down there, or bolts, that I'm gonna have to pull out, as well as a couple up in the front right there. I might have to pull the rear wheel off. I'm not sure. I know the other side, it's all that, plus you got the little gas door. You gotta take that out. Sun is about to go down once again. Let's try to get these quarter panels off of the car. I'm gonna get to work on this and hopefully I can get it done before the sun goes down. Let's give it a shot. Well, I got every bolt that I could with the tail light out. Unfortunately, I do have to take the wheel off. Kind of upset. I didn't think I was gonna have to do that. I had to pull the car back into the garage where I have absolutely no room because this turd is just sitting here. No wheels in the front, can't move it. So doing the best with what I got. I don't know if this happened before or after I drove this car 1,200 miles home from Washington. There is 3 nails in this tire. 3. How is this thing still holding air? I'm in disbelief. That is insane. She's looking a little rough, a little bit naked. That's all right though, that's how I like them. Got the rear quarter panels off, got the rear inner fender plastic liner things out, and she's ready to go. She's ready to get all of the new J&D Corvette panels and stuff put on her. That stuff is scheduled to be here tomorrow, so let's cut to the clip. Good morning, today is a great day. All of our J&D Corvette stuff just got delivered, and it came in a house-sized box. Let's get this box opened and check out all the new parts for the Vette. Love to see that. Go USA. Packaging, could be maybe a little bit better. Maybe some foam or some, you know, just some paper or something just so it doesn't move around a bunch. First impressions, it looks good. It feels good. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like super, super thin. Let's get all this stuff out of the box real quick and check it out further. Of course, when I start filming, it decides to start raining. So let's get through this really quick. Got the Z06 Grand Sport ZR1 style front bumper. Looks phenomenal. I absolutely love this little vent right here. That'll help with cooling a lot. We got the driver's side front fender, ZR1 style. The Z06 has the single vent. The ZR1s have the dual vent. I like this a lot. Reminds me of my S13. Got the front passenger side. Also, like I said, the ZR1 style, the dual vents. Definitely gonna need some body work just to smooth everything out and fill in a little, you know, fill in some pinholes or whatever. Got the rear driver side quarter panel. Looks really, really good. Got the Z06 style. So it has the vent in here. And then obviously all of these parts, the rear quarters, the front fenders, they're all the wide body. So it's like 1.5 inches wider than the stock narrow body fenders. That's the rear driver side. And we got the rear passenger side, also the Z06 ZR1 Grand Sport style. Got the vent, looks really, really good. The finish is not bad on these products, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's really not that bad. It's very smooth. There's not like, it's not grainy. It doesn't feel like sandpaper. You can see like the little Dremel, little tool marks where they're kind of smoothing everything out and whatnot. Like I said, there's definitely gonna have to be some body work done just to get everything smoothed out perfectly and ready for paint. But when you buy fiberglass, you kind of already have to expect that. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow when it's not as rainy and we'll start putting this stuff on the car, see how it fits, get it ready to install.